SpongeBob Big Guy.
Letterbox.
Ah! You scared me. I was about to take a sip of my water.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Howling Hour. We're going to be starting to switch topics. I know we've been talking about for Scream for like, 3 months, 4 months now? We've been talking about it forever. So we'll have some Scream stuff and some other stuff in there. I don't know, maybe we'll do ranking of Ghostface next month. Maybe we'll make it expand cross platforms before we do it here on the show. But let's see who we got with us. We got King Matthew with us in the comments.
Ew.
We got Shannon with us.
Welcome
we
back.
have RJ with us.
Yeah.
We have
Scott.
We have Scott Walker with us. Hey Scott, how's it going? We finally saw Scream 7.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff. And we got Melissa with us too. So we'll talk some Scream towards the end. You know how it goes. We'll get into some Scream stuff very soon. But how's everybody doing this week?
I'm good. Like I said before the show started, just got done watching what I think is the best movie of the year so far, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. So outside of horror, it's an awesome movie. As a huge Peaky Blinders fan, so yeah.
Nice, very nice.
I guess
we had a very good horror movie that me and Marcus will talk about in a second. Ready or Not 2 coming out.
Yeah.
Melissa, how's Mexico?
It's nice. I might be glitching out because I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it's nice and sunny. I'm dreading going home because it's been like 80 every night. So I'm probably 5 different shades of her than I was when I got here.
Oh Lord! Don't worry, when you get back here, it'll be 40 and raining.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes. At least it's not 19 degrees anymore. Lucas, we haven't seen you in a couple weeks. How you been?
It was 70.
Oh, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. My eyes hurt just because my lights are like right in front of my face today. No, I've been balling. I've been watching all the things that have been coming out this year. It's been a pretty packed year so far of stuff coming out, even early in the year, and now we're getting into the I guess the midway part. But March is packed. We've had Invincible, like me and Marcus were talking a bit before on stream. Is their 3 episode premiere came out. I'm excited and I watched that, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, not really much has been going on, like entertainment wise.
I mean, The Boys.
Entertainment wise, I've been dry, and The Boys is coming out soon. That's pretty cool.
I can't wait.
We got CG with us. He says congrats on the 7,000 subs that we've hit recently. Thank you very much. Noah, what's up with you?
Well, I have not got to see the new Invincible yet. I would like
this
to.
Week.
You're missing out, boy. You're missing out.
I'm very excited to watch the new show. And also, The Boys is coming out. Season 5 is coming out. Very much looking forward to that. Daredevil's coming out.
Daredevil next week.
There's so much stuff coming out soon.
I didn't even talk about Spider-Man.
We're going to talk about Spider-Man. We're going to talk about Spider-Man.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to. I look forward to these Sundays because they're basically they're fun little countdowns each week that I get closer and closer to new events happening for Nerdbox in April and May.
Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about that in a second. So, Lucas and I have been collaborating on some things. I can't share our collaborations because they are a secret, but they are tied to something that I will share. So. I've been taking a break from some videos recently, but I'm going to share one of our teaser videos for our upcoming event at the
You are cordially invited to a celebration of love, loyalty, and survival. Two new players will say I do, but only one thing is guaranteed. Blood on the ground equals points on the board. Stream, the Player's Cut, the official board game that places you in the hunt. Support the campaign on GameFound. For 1 weekend only, exclusive launch weekend items will be available, and when they're gone for good. Stream, the Player's Cut, board game launch weekend, New Jersey HorrorCon, Edison, New Jersey, May 29th through 31st. Dress formally, play dirty.
Yeah, so that's it. The campaign for the board game is officially launching at the end of May. We're all going to be out at New Jersey HorrorCon, so if you want, get your tickets if you're in a local area, come down to see us. The entire cast, just about, it's a secret right now, but I'm going to let you know. Entire cast, just about, from that entire movie is going to be there that weekend too. So Stream is taking over New Jersey HorrorCon that final weekend in May. We're going to reveal our campaign. We're also going to reveal players 5 and 6. So players 5 and 6. So Lucas and Melissa have been working on those. So you're going to get to see players 5 and 6 debut for the first time, and we'll have some unique stuff there for that event. So everybody definitely want to tune in or come down for that. So we'll have some trailers and some announcements coming soon. So be looking out for those. But some cool things coming with that. Oh, yes. So, yeah, the biggest news we should probably talk about is Chuck Norris and Nicholas Frenton this week passed away. So, it's hard to think, man. Chuck Norris, the guy that Bruce Lee was, the only person in the world that Bruce Lee was a bit nervous about is Chuck Norris, or one other guy, too, that played Nancy's dad in Nightmare on Elm Street. But, yeah, so 2 big losses this week when it comes to that. Yeah. RJ is saying that Stream was an awesome movie. Can't wait for Stream 2. Yes.
Us neither. Yes. We can't wait either.
Mm-hmm. A few of us will be working on that film, so that'll be fun. Yes. Yep. I got word on that, so we're going to be working on that film, so that'll be fun to do. But let's dive into some of our news and topics here today. So, Ready or Not, Here I Come came out this weekend. And so me and Marcus went to see that. As we know, Melissa's traveling. Lucas and Noah have been busy working on some of their stuff, so they haven't gotten a chance to see it. But Ready or Not 2 was a fun sequel. Marcus, what did you think about it?
Yeah, I'm torn in between which one I like better, to be honest.
Really?
Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, both of them were fun, but both of them, like, the sequel, everybody was trying to figure out, like, how could they pull a sequel off after the first film, and they did it perfectly. They did it perfectly. And when I was asking people after the movie, do they think a third one is possible? Honestly, I think they kind of left the door open, for it to. I mean, they don't do it where it's like obvious, but it leaves your mind open to see like which way they could go. If they were to do one. But it's a fun film. I have nothing negative to say about it. It's like one of those rare horror sequels that is actually, follows up the first one extremely well. Nice. And possibly after maybe a few more watches, I would say could be better than the first one. So.
Wow. Now, for me, I wouldn't say it's challenging the first one to be better than that one, because I thought there was a lot of unique things that the first one brought to the horror genre, especially with the hide and seek game and stuff like that. I thought the sequel was a fun follow-up. What's her name? Catherine Newton, I think. Mm-hmm. Hopefully I got the name right, because I'm usually horrible with names. Perfect casting as her sister. Yeah. Like, their chemistry together was amazing. There was more blood in this movie, which was great. So I liked a lot of things about it, and it started quick. Like this is a movie that is a direct sequel. Like you have the other movie end, this one picks up right from there, and it just goes. So I thought that was really unique to have that. So I like how they, and watching the movie too, I like how they laid out the trailer, because the trailer is a little bit deceptive on how some of the things play out.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect the movie at all. Sometimes when you see some of these tricks that the studio's playing, it either gives too much away, or he's like, "Oh, that looked better." But this movie was definitely fun. I can't wait to watch it again too. So, but it could get topped next week because We Will Kill You comes out next week as well.
Yeah,
so that one looks just as
I'm
wild.
excited for that one.
Yeah,
I like that they
I
had the
can't wait to
girl
see that
from
one.
in this. I like that they had the girl from Jim Beam. She pretty much plays the same character. Like, excuse my language, Melissa. She's a bitch.
That's fine.
But she's a bitch in Jim B. And for those that don't know who I'm talking about, I forgot the character's name. But she's the one that tricks the girl that shrinks. You know, she has the dark hair and the moles on her face, and she's like the social media queen of the campus.
Yeah.
She pretty much plays the identical character. She plays it well. In the movie. It's just a fun movie, man. Like, the Wood was great. Hell,
Yeah.
Berg in the movie. You know what I mean? It's just all around.
It is. It's definitely a good movie. And I actually, the one thing I did like more over the first film is all the side characters that were in this.
Yeah.
I like them better. And the one guy that was in Lord of the Rings, his name slips me at the moment, but his character was fantastic. Yeah, Elijah Wood's character was fantastic, and I want more from his character. Quick question we got from King Matthew is, any update on Danny's Screen fan film? He is working on it. So he switched editing programs in between editing it. So he wanted to get the best version of it out. And me and Marcus will tell you, he was putting so much pressure on himself that he was not sleeping. He was working on it, grinding on it, and stuff like that. And we told him, like, hey, take a step back, reevaluate things, come out a little bit better. So now he is recoloring it to make it look a lot better. So me and Noah were on late with him last week, just going through some of the stuff that he's added to it. So he's just fixing things. He wants to make sure that it is the best film now that he can get out there, rather than having it rushed to meet a date. So hopefully we'll have an update from him in a week or two. But he's also waiting on some stuff when it comes to the crowdfunding campaign. So he's been getting a run around with that too. So there's some funds that he needs to help finish some of this stuff off. So he's just trying to get that solidified as well.
Hey, he nailed it perfectly about Ready or Not. It's exactly, that's a perfect analogy as far as like comparing it to Crank 1 and 2. Because a lot of people was like the same thing with Crank 1, like what are they going to do in the sequel? Part 2 is just as good as the first one, even a little bit crazier. So
yeah, other movies like Megan 2.0 was just horrible movie.
The first one,
Megan 1 is good. It was
Megan
like
1 was good, especially on rating. Yeah.
It was one of the surprises that year of horror films that came out. I remember me and Marcus were talking about it right after it came out. It's like, wow, that was a lot better than expected. It was really enjoyable.
With all the dancing I've seen around that movie, I would have assumed that by now she would have been one of the horror characters to be in Fortnite at this point.
I'm surprised she isn't. I really am surprised that she isn't. But they're talking about doing a third one and going back to what they did in the first film.
Yeah.
So, which they need to.
Got,
the second one was,
it has a spin-off coming out too. So
yeah, well, that got pushed back because of how
Scary Movie 6.
Might as well be GTA 6 at this point with all the pushbacks.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, let's get. So that was Ready or Not 2. Lucas and Marcus, you guys want to talk a little bit of Invincible, spoiler free? Like me and Noah haven't watched it yet, so hopefully this week we get through it.
It's gonna be hard for me to do spoiler free, so I'll let Lucas kick it off.
Let me just
really the only thing that I can say is, if you've watched season 3, which it's been out for damn near a year now, so I mean we can probably talk a little bit about that. You know what happened with Conquest, you know what happened where Mark's at. Season 4 picks up like immediately after that, and we see a lot of what happened to Mark after Conquest and how his mindset has kind of like changed after like the Invincible War and Angstrom Levy and all of that. It's getting interesting, and there's some plot points from the comics that I really didn't like that they actually worked to make, I believe, better in a way, a little bit more understandable. But other than that, it's got a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes as Dave fades away, for a good reason. It's got it for a really good reason. Other than that, nothing that I can really say that's spoiler free, because everything in this show is like you want to witness it for like the first time. Even if you've read the comics, seeing it in animation is just as good as seeing it like the first time in the comic book. It's so crazy.
Because I haven't read the comics in a while, it was like these first 3 episodes, everything just clicked immediately, and I remembered the stories. But
right.
The one thing I will spoil without giving too much away is that I love they did something with Nolan, Omni-Man, that wasn't in the comics. That's all I'll say.
Fair.
They did something in one of the episodes with Nolan, and it wasn't even in the comics, but it explains a lot to who his character is.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and that part, when you do see it, it's
awesome.
Almost like it's beautiful.
Awesome.
Like it's almost like a beautiful thing that happens. Not like in a good way, but we'll see.
You understand him a whole lot better than before, right? Like that. Yeah, you understand who he is.
The characterization in this show goes far beyond the comic book that I've seen so far.
So, like, if I were to start to watch it because I never read the comics, it'll be okay.
Oh yeah. They cover everything. They cover everything.
Okay. They actually condensed the comic because and they move stuff around. So like certain events this season actually happen later, but they put it in front of others because it makes more sense storytelling wise, So yeah.
But yeah, Invincible, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, season 4 already. Go watch it if you haven't already.
I would like to say that I my spidey senses were tingling. I quickly turned my volume to 0. I will spoil this, and I was like, listen to me.
There's one thing I'm concerned about, and everybody is concerned about it because they're wondering if it's going to happen this season.
So there's no mid-season break. There's no mid-season break.
So there's something that happens to Mark by a character that was introduced last season, who was a Viltrumite. And everybody is wondering, is that going to happen? But because of the fact that it's such a controversial act.
Oh, no.
I have a feeling. It's hard to talk about that.
But it's so pivotal to the story for it to happen. I wonder how they're going to do it.
For the future of the story, it actually does it becomes. It's so weird, and like if you feel gross saying it, but it becomes important.
You do.
Let's move on before I get.
Let's go before we spoil.
I think we'll move past some of our other stories. Like I think we'll skip the Scooby-Doo stuff because we got a lot of Scream chatter. So we're gonna try.
We can mention Scooby-Doo.
I don't know any of those.
The girl from Scream 7's gonna be Daphne. There you go.
Wait,
yeah. We got a bunch of characters I've never even heard of. So we got this kid coming in.
I don't know who that is.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah. So we got this is let me see. Maxwell Jenkins. Maxwell Jenkins is playing Fred. He looks like a young Fred. And we got this other kid here that's coming in. And his name is Tanner Hagen. He's from The Pit.
I assume that's going to be their Shaggy.
That is their Shaggy. Yes, that is their Shaggy. And then we have Abby Ryder Foster from Ant-Man, who is going to be playing Velma.
Yay!
It's her.
Yep.
I love her.
Is that
Lane's daughter?
That's Lane's daughter.
Yeah.
Is that Lane's daughter before the time skip?
Yeah.
The young girl. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so
excited. So apparently Netflix's live action version of Scooby-Doo is
you got what's her name as
McKenna Grace. As Daphne, which doesn't seem to fit. She looks older than everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because
she's only 19 though.
I know. I'm just saying though.
She's just got never mind.
Yep.
That's
Let's
weird.
just keep moving on from that
Weird.
conversation. But
I am not.
Netflix
I'm
is
not
not
entirely
live.
excited for it. I've appreciated McKenna Grace's career since
Oh my
for
god, my ankle.
quite a while. Malignant, very good. I mean, she wasn't in it for very long, but still very good in that. But I also really like that movie. She also had a movie with Chris Evans where she was like a super intelligent child product or something like that. That was a really good movie. It was really sad.
She was great in Slanted, that new horror movie that just came out last week. She was really good in it.
Yeah.
And honestly, any movie that she's in that's bad, I don't have negative things about her role. Like specifically Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I can't say anything negative about her performance. The movie itself was just bad. But I don't know. I kind of exist in that realm where like everything that exists in like the early 2000s and late 90s with Matthew Lillard being Shaggy and those animated films with Shaggy in it, that's your sweet spot of Scooby-Doo. Everything you kind of have now with the remake, the live action movies that they've had that were really they just got consistently worse with every recasting. So you had Scoob. I fucking hated Scoob. And don't even get me started on the Velma. And I don't want to talk about that.
It's a nightmare.
But, I don't know. This might be good, but I don't know. Netflix, so it's a 50-50 shot anyways. But introducing
I think they need
new
to
actors,
stop trying
I
to
kind of
do
appreciate them more than trying to introduce actors that have a name just to have a name. Like they're trying to go for actual characters.
Yep.
I
Or
think they need to
like
stop trying to do like Scooby-Doo Origins. I think that's kind of like against the point of Scooby-Doo, where it's just like they're
the cartoon doesn't
aren't
have
they
an
all
origin.
teenagers anyways? Like, what's the point of making them younger teenagers?
Well, they did have that one series. Do you remember the one animated series where Scooby's a puppy?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A pup named Scooby-Doo. I love that shit. I love
So
that.
I feel like this is like more like that because isn't it?
If they do something like that, I'm fucking down for it. I love that show so much.
Well, I mean,
outside of the
if they
movies,
have a mission in their driving,
outside of the movies. Oh, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
He's frozen, so we can't hear him.
Outside of the movies, the best Scooby-Doo content was those episodes in Supernatural. Those 2 episodes of Supernatural, man. That was the best. That was the best.
Like going Scoob.
Well, there's something that Scott Walker, who's watching with us, he's tried to get me to. Well, he didn't try to get me. He got me to watch it. There's an episode of Scooby-Doo that has various phantoms that are running around in an ice cream plant, and it's very Scream-esque. And they were wearing different color robes, red, brown, and white, and stuff like that. So it was pretty neat to see those phantoms in it. I think it's like the Phantom of Ice Cream or something like that. The name has changed over time, but you can go out there. It's hard to find, but you can eventually find it. But that was a cool episode to watch. Yeah, I don't know if it's age or something like that. I don't know if I'm care for Scooby-Doo that much anymore. Like I can go watch some of the older stuff. But like Noah was saying before, the live action one,
Scooby-Doo cool again. I think they just need to make more movies when they're like adults. I think Scooby-Doo now that they're
the one with the meth eyes.
No.
I've heard it. I haven't watched it, so I can't say that it's good. But I don't know.
It's just like oddly funny, but that's like I think they need to capitalize on the fact that their audience has grown up too, and just go for it with the adult-centered Scooby-Doo movies, like the James Gunn movies. The second one was a steaming pile of dog shit, but was it enjoyable? Yes, it was. It was wildly enjoyable.
Second one, and I knew that it was.
Spooky Island is the best thing that they did to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
hands down.
Into the horror. Lean more into the horror of it. So I think it'll work.
Yeah.
All right.
They should do something like they did with Sabrina.
Oh, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Yeah,
that would work.
If they did something darker and like more adult with Scooby-Doo, that would be so cool. Like just because we've already had the comedy side, we've already had the kids side for decades. Like let's leave something.
And you can still have characters like Shaggy
for the
and
adults that like enjoyed Scooby as kids, and let's have a little fun with it.
Oh my God! If they have Scrappy in this show, I'm set. Scrappy Doo, babe.
Scrappy don't. Yeah, Scrappy don't give a shit. Scrappy just say what's on his mind, man.
Scrappy.
Oh my God, Where's our man from down under? Scott Walker wanted to talk about Scooby-Doo, and now he's not commenting. So I'm just like wondering where he's at. He joined us in the beginning. He fell off. All right, let's talk Spider-Man, and then we'll jump into Scream. So that's Spider-Man trailer. My God, that was good.
Tasty. Yeah.
Oh, I've never been fed so well by MCU Marvel.
They cut that trailer just perfectly.
Like, this feels like Endgame levels of hype for me, only because I know every single thing that they're doing, and I know that at least the director, I trust him because I like a lot of his movies. I have a feeling this movie is going to be so sick.
I'm just glad that it's back to street level where Spidey's supposed to be, and I'm glad that he's back into a regular.
We got a broken Spidey.
Well, I'm glad he's just back in a regular suit and not Iron Man Jr.
Guys, Peter Parker's depressed again.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Listen, I was sick of. I hated Tom Holland Spider-Man solely based on the fact that he was just Tom Holland. He was just our Robert Downey Jr. sugar baby. Like that's all that was. There was no real development other than that. But
I'm right, dude. He's one of the smartest characters in Marvel, and
I know. I know. And now not only are we getting a depressed, broke Spidey, and also people complaining about that mask shot in the trailer. It's visual. Bro, it's just to show how dead he is inside. He is like
it's not even that deep. To people that are gonna start complaining about a movie that hasn't even come out for a shot that is meant to evoke a certain metaphor. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. I watched a video on this trailer, a 30-minute video that somebody made about this trailer, and I agree with everything they said, and I've thought it myself. I think this movie's gonna be good.
We're gonna get Savage Hulk in this movie again. I think we're getting Scorpion. We saw Tarantula. We saw Boomerang. So someone said, so I don't know who Sadie Sink is. Somebody said that might be Rachel Summers.
She doesn't have that ability to swap.
She can. I don't know. I don't know who she is, but I don't think she's Jean Grey. I think that is incorrect.
I think she's Jean because like people were saying that she's Typhoid Mary, but Typhoid and Rachel can't swap. They don't have telepathy like Jean does.
Something tells me that those are going to be unrelated. Something tells me that that those two instances are going to be unrelated, and Sadie's character has nothing to do with the head swapping.
The only character that I want them to introduce in this movie is like as a superhero would be maybe Iceman. I think that would be a dope character to introduce as one of Spider-Man's OG friends. Iceman would be so cool. Would be so fucking cool.
So I'm waiting.
You don't even have to use him that much. Have him do
I'm
a little
waiting
thing
to see
at the
what
beginning.
Tombstone is going to look like. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting.
I forgot about Tombstone being in this movie.
Yeah.
Whether he's going to have hair or whether he's going to be bald, like in last video game, Spider-Man 2 video game.
I think they're doing it more styled off of his like I don't know if you've watched it, the Spectacular Spider-Man show.
No,
where he's like a full like on mob boss and shit. I really hope they're doing that because that's his like best look.
I think,
and the actor that they got playing him is Marvin Jones III. If anybody has watched Black Lightning,
also
Marvin Jones III is just he's dope.
Something that was keenly noticed in the trailer by many people and myself. There is someone talking about the life cycle of spiders. They don't think that's it's Keith David.
Yeah, that's
They're saying he might be playing the Jackal.
Well, they're saying the Jackal, or they're saying Connors, Dr. Connors.
So Dr. Connors would be interesting. However, I think they're giving the Dr. Connors role to Bruce.
You think so?
I agree with Noah on that bit. I thought about it a bit after I'd watched the trailer, and I think the whole like him going to him for information. I think that's my thing. I don't know if he would go Savage Hulk though, because they've already had that like big epiphany.
He has the gauntlet on again to stop him from transforming. So him and Hulk are not agreeing again. And so a lot of people are saying it, and I agree with it. I think that he's gonna have to give it to Peter because we're getting Spider Doppelganger in this movie.
I don't
Nah,
think
everybody think that's a man spider.
I think he's turning into Man Spider. Yeah,
Man
I
Spider.
Yeah,
think
Man
he is.
Spider
If you know
eventually transformed into Spider Doppelganger at a certain point.
No. Spider Doppelganger comes from not the Infinity Gauntlet, but from Infinity War when they introduced all the doppelgangers. So we had we had Demo Goblin, we had that cool Spider Goblin.
I know
they
the
introduced a
progression
lot
of
of
that
great
story
characters.
was though that he got Man Spider and he wasn't able to cure it. He progressed further in his gene mutation, so it went from Man Spider to Spider Doppelganger. So that's the story behind Spider Doppelganger.
What I think they're doing is I think they're going down a comic book line that happened a little more recently. It's like the new secret origin of Spider-Man or whatever the hell, where they're doing the whole thing where he's going to get the organic webbing and he's basically going to become like the avatar of the Spider God, which I like that. It means now they have the ability to do Spider-Verse in live action as well. So that's really interesting. Which I mean, technically they already have. They showed us live action scenes of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse. So
Well, what I'm hoping for is that, and I think Tom is campaigning for it to happen. Rumor has it that if this is indeed a new trilogy for him, at some point they're going to kill him off so they could bring in Miles. And they've already kind of mentioned that they won't necessarily bring in Miles until after the next Spider-Verse movie next year. So we won't see Miles until probably like 2028 or beyond, So.
All right, so CG brings up a cool point here. So there's that scene where Spider-Man's jumping toward the ninjas. So I didn't hear anybody mention the Hulk. That's a great call out there. The Hulk is maybe removed from it. So
they're saying that the Hulk, possibly Daredevil, and Punisher are all in that shot, and they're just removing them with CGI and shit. I think that the Daredevil thing has a little bit of credence because I have a feeling we're not going to see Spider-Man in Daredevil season 2, but we're going to be like the very end, and it's going to be a shot of like Daredevil in prison. It's like, oh, somebody's in or whatever, somebody's fighting, and it's going to be the scene that we end up seeing in Spider-Man.
I think he's going to. What was the storyline of Daredevil where he took over the hand? I think that's what's going to happen.
I don't know. I don't know if I want that. That's like a tough storyline in general for everybody.
It's been a while since I read it, and I forgot how everything played out. But everybody is thinking
Daredevil basically becomes a villain for a bit, and it's not at all. It's just got issues. It would be cool. I don't know. I think this Spider-Man movie is going to be action fucking packed. I'm glad that he doesn't have a tech suit anymore. I'm glad that he's just a Spider-Man. I'm glad that he's on his own too. I'm glad that it's not like he's living with somebody. I wish maybe they would introduce like Reggie, his roommate, or something. That would be really cool. But I also think that this is a great opportunity for them to finally introduce like Harry Osborn and shit like that. Like, I think that would be amazing. But I doubt they're gonna do it.
Say that again. I think Daredevil season 2 is probably going to play a big part in what is going to in what is happening in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the trailer, you see the woman that's working under Kingpin in Daredevil season 1, who's also in Daredevil season 2, is now the mayor in Spider-Man. So something happens in Daredevil season 2 as to why Kingpin is no longer.
I have a spoiler.
The trailer spoils its own show. Then, like that's its own fault. Or something happens where Kingpin is now higher up in a government chain instead of being in jail because he is a big Spider-Man villain and he does work with the Hand on occasion. And I 100% believe that that's the Hand in the trailer. It is. And I think that's
it's Red Ninjas.
That's tying into Daredevil. That's why I think Daredevil's in this. I think that's tying us into Daredevil heavily.
The reason why I slightly disagree because the rumor has it that Punisher one shot is supposed to come out in between Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Interesting.
If it comes out then
Well, here's the thing, because we
Spider-Man
got
will
a
pick-
teaser for the one shot that came out for Werewolf by Night, like a few months before that came out. So if Daredevil is going to be releasing, and then Daredevil is going to be done within like a couple of months,
Probably May, right? It ends.
it'd
Or is
probably
it
be
released
May.
May?
So they'd have to drop something soon if they wanted to like tease it or whatnot. I don't know, man. They're doing a lot of things that like tie into each other, which I really like, but they're also like with the whole Spider-Man getting the key to the city from the new mayor, like that is a major spoiler for Daredevil.
Yeah.
That's like, and for people that care about that plot line of, you know, Wilson Fisk becoming the mayor of New York, which is huge for Spider-Man and Daredevil, that's kind of lame. I don't know.
I think if there's a great storyline that seems to be playing out that Screen Crush nailed about 6-7 months ago with the street level and Kingpin's involvement. I don't know if you finished watching the whole thing, but there seemed to be very accurate into what's laying out here so far that we saw in the trailer. So,
All right.
Well, now they said legally. They said now legally at some point, Kingpin can show up in the Spider, because before legally he couldn't.
Mhm.
So I think after next year, legally he can show up in the Spider.
I have an interesting theory about
I'm what?
in that
What?
trailer. I have an interesting theory about a shot in that trailer. Those shots is like replica, like the replica shot of Amazing Fantasy 15, where he's swinging and holding the guy, where it's all dark and gray and stuff. It kind of reminds me of that scene from the Thunderbolts, and when like everyone's getting disappeared. And you mentioned that you've heard that there is going to be like a jump cut of like a lot of him fighting his rogue gallery of villains, and we saw Tarantula and Boomerang as well. So I think that might be part of it, and I think that we might see that Spider-Man's perspective, because they were in New York, Spider-Man's perspective in New York helping people during that time, which would be if not. It would not a huge loss, but it'd be really cool if that's what that shot is going to tie into. Just personally thinking.
I agree. I think that would be cool. Also, just knowing that Spider-Man was out there saving people while the Void was doing his thing.
Imagine Spider-Man just trying to whip people out of shadowing.
So I just looked it up because I was wondering that too. As far as like the cinematography and it's dark, the only reason why that wouldn't work, I just looked it up. The Thunderbolts and that whole thing with the Void and Sentry was set in 2027, and Brand New Day is set in 2028, 4 years after No Way Home.
Well,
So
that's
it's a
like
year
the thing.
apart
Like, would it be a
between
montage then? Because that's what I'm
possibly,
thinking.
yeah.
I don't think they would make it a big scene or anything. I don't think they would make it a big part of the movie. I think it'd probably just be something that they show really quickly. But I'm hoping that they do, because I don't know. It'd be kind of lame if Spider-Man was just kind of sitting around being like, fuck it, they're dying.
Not my borough, not my problem.
Do we before we switch over to Scream, I gotta ask: do we see the symbiote show up at the end of this film? Not Venom, but he gets the black suit towards the end of the film, and that brings you into the next part.
I don't think we see the symbiote at the end of this movie, but I do think we see Spider-Man getting transported to Battle World.
That I can see. Yeah, that I can see. Yeah.
Okay.
And if they want to play it really cool, they do the whole thing of like, pick your heroes to send here and fight, or whatever the fuck, like they did in the animated series.
The reason why I don't think we'll see the symbiote again, at least for the time being, is because Sony is trying to rework what they're going to do with their whole universe. So even though that piece of the symbiote is left in 616, and you know,
I don't think they're going to be able to help themselves during Secret Wars.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. They're holding off until you know what I mean. They work it out. Yeah, because Secret Wars is coming out until 27 or 28, something like that.
I think 27. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because technically, Doomsday comes out this year, at the end of this year.
That's that's a huge fight for the box office this year. There's a bunch of Christmas movies coming out. I think Avatar comes out, and there's something else. There's like 3 movies that come out like back to back. It's gonna be an intense December.
It's gonna be an interesting December this year.
I mean,
so
I'm
we'll see what happens.
Doom 3 comes out the same day. So,
Oh yeah, Dune. Yep, Dune.
That's
Dune
it. Yep.
3 comes out the same day as Avengers.
Mm-hmm. No more Avatar right now. Yeah, I will end up seeing Avatar for whatever it is because I go with people that want to see it. But let me tell you real quick, CG on this. So I don't know if you saw Avatar 3. I don't know how many people saw Avatar 3, but there's a scene in this where there's the one kid that's like a hybrid now, and he's living with the blue people and stuff like that. And they lead him away into the woods. Adrian Brody's character leads him into the woods because he's going to execute him. And they're having this somber moment and stuff like that. And right when it's like, oh, well, I still love you, Dad. Somebody goes, "Bleh!" Right in the theaters during that scene. And that made the movie for me. And then there's the whole cover scene, too, where they're like, oh, yeah, rebellion. Yeah.
That's what's his name from Scream 6, isn't it? Ethan.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I was glad the movie was over. So, yeah, I just can't get into the Avatar movies. Yeah, I can't get into them. All right, let's talk about Scream 8. Yeah. Me and Noah watched that when it first came to Blu-ray and DVD. We both sat there and watched it. Neither one of us said anything throughout the entire movie because we thought the other person liked it. If one of us would have said something, we would have turned it off. Instead, we sat there for 3 hours because we thought the other person was into the movie.
Oh,
such a bad movie.
All right. So we're gonna move on to Scream now.
I love the background actors. They were my favorite.
What? I'm sorry, Melissa. I missed that.
Oh, I was saying, like, for the Avatar movie, I love the squids and all the background actors. I didn't even care about the actual avatars. I just wanted to see more of the flying squid and those pierced whales that were like the elders, and that's it. That's all I cared about in that movie.
The nature documentary of the wildlife on that planet.
Yes.
Who's piercing the whales? That's what I want to know. Who's putting hoop earrings in them and stuff like that? That's what I want to know.
Morgan Freeman can narrate and tell you out here in the wild. I don't know the names of the animals, but I don't know, man. I think that the only reason that movie did well in the first place is because the animation, the effects, the visual effects were way ahead of its time. Because if you look at the movies today, that like 2 and 3, they're not really anything special from the first one. So it's like, I don't know. The story was the story's lame. I don't know. If I want to watch Sigourney Weaver in an Alien movie, I'll just watch Alien. I'll say this once, I'll say it 1,000 times.
All the first Avatar.
All right, let's jump over to Scream.
With wolves and and didn't do a good job doing it. That's all it was.
That's why it pissed me off. It's great.
Technology of it was great. Yeah, the technology was great, but the movie itself was just crap.
Oh, no, so they did like what? Yeah, they did like what Fast and the Furious did with Point Break. They copied the Point Break story, and then they made 10 movies off of it.
Yeah.
So mad. I never even saw the second one.
I haven't finished. The only one that I've watched fully was Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
that's funny, but I would not. I've only seen it once. I would not watch it again.
Yeah. Well, when you have the Rock kicking or torpedo on ice, it's like, okay, this franchise is over.
This might be Chris Redfield.
What?
Yeah. The Fast and the Furious films. So you have the Rock. Yeah, there's a torpedo that's shot on the top of an ice lake that they're on, and it's coming up next to his car, and he gets out of the car and kicks it. I was like, "What the fuck are we watching now?"
You talking about Fast and Furious?
Or they take her to space.
Hold on.
Yeah. Horrible.
That's Fast and Furious. If anybody's curious, you haven't seen those movies.
Yeah. Fast and the Furious is to action movies. Oh, I'm gonna say some shit. As to Lord of the Rings is to walking movies.
Hey, don't talk about Lord of the Rings.
I mean, sure, but that's like comparing a piece of shit to a literal diamond.
Lord of the Rings is
the shit. See, that's the thing. I don't like Lord of the Rings.
I know you don't. You don't, but we do.
Lord of the Rings is always,
You'll never get me to stop crying over Boromir.
Listen, a lot of a lot of great effects went into that movie. They did a lot of amazing things. It's just fucking boring. Like, it's just so boring.
So
Cut
boring.
them off, Dave. Both of y'all need to go in timeout.
No attention span.
Go in timeout, bro. Y'all speak, man. Y'all being
Yes, I know.
blasphemous, right?
No attention span, sure.
Y'all being blasphemous, for real. All right, let's get to Scream before I get pissed off. I will fight.
You do not
talk about my goat Gandalf like that. You do not talk about my goat
Both of y'all
Aragorn
shall
like
not pass.
Oh my gosh.
Everything walked in that movie. Even the trees walked in that movie. Everything walks in that movie. Everything.
My goat Frodo did not carry that ring to Mount Doom for you to slander his name with a walking joke.
I'll 6 Samwise Gamgee on y'all, boy.
Those movies rock.
There's a reason why people don't talk about that trilogy anymore.
Do they not? It's not like the extended cut doesn't get brought up every single time.
One of the most talked about franchises of all time.
That's not true. Lord of the Rings is still widely popular. I just respectfully don't like it.
I go through my YouTube feed. There's never any mention of Lord of the Rings. I will see Star Wars pop up occasionally, but I don't see Lord of the Rings still popping up.
Lord of the Rings has an
anymore.
anime.
So
they just had a massive Lego job.
And they coming out with a new movie with Frodo and Gandalf return. Come on.
Give me my precious.
Yep, the Hump of Gollum. And the Hump of Gollum is coming out. And Kate Winslet just got this.
Right? CG, you just made your best. Randall and part 2 sums up everything. And I already did that once on the live stream. I'm not going to do it again where I'm doing the impersonation of Randall walking. So let's talk about Scream 8. So there's lots of questions that are coming in. If I go to find all the questions, I'm going to lose track of this entire stream of chats that we have coming in. I'm going to put the comments on the stage so we can see the comments going forward when we're talking about Scream 8. So Noah's going to... So Noah's going to be a little bit hidden behind that. So Scream 8, I wonder if it's a little bit in trouble because we didn't really talk about it, but Kevin Williamson has said, that's it. I'm walking away. I'm not coming back for the next one. So is it more spyglass shenanigans that we're going to start to see play out with this? Because that's all we seem to have after 5 is just spyglass causing chaos.
Talking about these movies.
I feel like this, man. Like, you know, as a diehard Scream franchise fan, even though this last one sucked to me, I mean, it's going to sell. People are going to go see it. But I feel the only way it could get back to form and be good again is if they got the guys from Radio Silence again to come back and write it and direct it and do it justice again. You know?
I don't think they're coming back.
Way. But I don't think they're coming back either because they fell out with Spyglass. So
yeah, I don't think they're coming back, especially after that 200+ Easter egg video that they allowed me to do because there's so much stuff that they pay homage to in the horror genre, and they kind of lose track sometimes of what they're really supposed to be doing, which is a Scream movie.
Crazy.
I think Spyglass is just taking us down a crazy route right now, and I'm actually going to be doing a video very soon where I'm just talking about how bad this entire franchise really is when it comes to all the plot holes and everything that's out there. So I'm in the process of writing that, and then I'll be dropping it probably next month because I am taking a little bit of a break to work on stream stuff. But so Kevin Williamson walking away and not having some influence over what's coming next, it's kind of going to be Spyglass's show to kind of take it in this new direction that they set up in 7.
What new direction? What are you talking
new direction?
About? There's no new
you
direction.
Haven't been here for 2 weeks.
There's no new direction.
You haven't been here for 2 weeks. Yes, there is. So I'll repeat it. Let me catch Lucas up to speed. So the whole point of Scream 7 was to burn down the entire history of Scream so that they can go in a new direction. No more blue plaid guesses. The killer can be anybody going forward. No more focus on Ghostface being the voice in every single movie. They changed everything so that they can evolve the franchise into something else.
Don't make me break the stream again. I'll fucking do it. I swear to God.
No, because I don't want to get zip it. I don't want it. No, I don't want that. But no, they didn't. No, they fucking didn't. They set this movie up to kill the franchise's norms. What the fuck are you talking about? They gave us the least satisfying ending of any Scream movie in the last 5 years. What are you on about? Oh, this movie fucking sucks.
Pretty bad.
Oh.
This ending was better than Scream 6.
About a worst take, bro. Like, I've never heard a worst take in my life about. They're not setting shit up. They're making it so that nothing is connected anymore. They're making it so that nobody can have any emotional attachment to any of the killers because it could be anyone for no fucking reason.
That's the whole point of it. It could be anybody.
Nah, again, Spyglass just said, "Fuck you, pay me." That's what I feel. They feel like they got enough of people complaining about the whole Barrera situation. They like, look, we gonna churn out these movies and we
complain about the fucking franchise shitting the bed.
Yeah, that's what they did. They just basically said, "Fuck you."
Listen, if they had gone down, if they had done the, like we've said many millions and millions of times, if they had gone down the route of doing a ghost face cult, then it would have made sense that it could be anybody. But instead of that, they turned into a thing that anybody's just like, oh, you know what? I think I could kill somebody right now and dress up like the ghost face and get away with it. And I think that would be gorgeous. No, it makes no sense thematically. It has no fucking, it has no attachment to the story. When it's characters that they know, when it's characters that are close to them in some form or fashion, it gives the story stakes. That's the whole point.
I think part of the reshoot was rewriting Joel McHale's character from dying just to piss off fans even more, right? Because like there's no way that motherfucker should have been alive. And like, oh, we gotta do reshoots. Like, oh yeah, well, McKenna Grace no longer the killer, sure, but I also think that motherfucker had to come back and then re-alive himself. That's so stupid. This movie was terrible. I don't personally see. Here's the thing, right? You're gonna do the movie, the episode about the plot holes, right? And that's the biggest thing about this franchise is that the franchise actually isn't good. The franchise is only good on the basis that the fans keep it alive with all of their theories of like, oh, maybe the ghost is here, maybe it's the ghost is here. When in reality, it's just, oh yeah, no, they just didn't care enough to not pay attention or to actually pay attention when writing the script and not fuck up. And also that, you know, you also have to talk about production companies too getting involved with reshoots from fucking that shit up. But there's so many plot holes in every single film, minus the first one. I think the first one's fine, but it's just, it only works because we keep it alive by, oh, maybe Stu's in these movies in the background, right? No, it's Amber actually killed Dewey because they're stupid and they got a too tall motherfucker to kill Dewey, and they're like, oh, actually, it's just Amber, and we fucked up. It's like,
wait, and then also with that, was it Anna Camp's character that took out her son, or was that supposed to be Ethan Embry?
I don't know, and I don't,
because here's the thing, like, Ethan Embry and Oscar German are the same height, but the dialogue says that it was Anna Camp that did it. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait,
wasn't that kill also AI?
Well, here's the thing. I'm like, I think it was, because I was like, how is she supposed to lift a 5'10"?
Well, not even that. It didn't look good. It didn't look good.
Like, it was
no,
bad.
yeah, but that again.
So my biggest issue with Anna Camp being the Ghostface in this movie is the fact that. Well, it's just the fact that she has such a minuscule connection with Sid, and we don't see that explored any way throughout the movie, other than the very quick glimpses of their like friendship that they have, where they just talk at a coffee shop about nonsense.
It was literally like, oh, we gotta make sure that she's connected to.
We have to make sure she has some kind of connection, or else people aren't gonna understand.
They talk at the coffee shop in the beginning, and they talk about life issues. Boom! Don't need to show her at all in any type of important way for the rest of the movie. Because the next time she shows up, doesn't have about her son.
So like, this is how I'll break it down why the movie didn't work for me, even though I've already yelled about it. The whole movie is about Sydney moving on from her trauma so that she can have a better relationship with her daughter. I love that angle. Absolutely adore it, because generational trauma should be explored in these kinds of movies, especially since there's legacy characters involved. That's cool. Cool idea. However, her internal motivation for this film has no tie to the external conflict of the film, which is basic film 101. Like, there's nothing to connect the two other than Ghostface being there. And it doesn't even matter because it's not anybody she really even knows all that well. It's someone that she barely knows because she's their neighbor. And and she doesn't appear in the movie other than the end and the beginning.
At least Richie and Amber's motive made sense, during that
Richie
time.
and Amber's motive made sense because that had problems with the internal conflict of Sam not wanting to be like her dad, and fucking what's his face that was played by Jack, that guy with the big forehead. He idolized
Richie
the dad because he wanted to make his own movie. So it interlinked. It interlinked with the internal and external conflict. But they didn't do that in the 7th one. They made it weird and disconnected as fuck.
They made it weird.
I'm still trying to figure out Ethan Embry's whole motivation behind it too. It really didn't make sense. It was just he was a simp, dude. He was a simp.
As soon as he was introduced and started spewing all this shit, I looked at Riley. I was like, one of two things are gonna happen. I can guarantee you, I know which one it is. One, either Stu is truly in this movie and truly going to be at the end, or two, he's one of the fucking killers. Because other than that, why would he have any of this kind of information that ties into the beginning of the movie, right? And then he never pops up again, right? He either has to be a super small character that confirms that is further confirming that Stu is alive, or he is one of the fucking killers. The movie was again, like I said, we understood the movie. It was so poorly executed.
Yeah.
And
Stu's obviously still alive.
Yeah, we know, but we don't care.
But see, they say to our face that we're stupid for thinking that. They actually say to our face that we're dumb for thinking that Stu could be alive, and that is their biggest way of telling us that we're never going to see him again
in the movie.
That's them saying fuck you.
And the fact that, technically it should have been irony because there was a deleted end credit scene that proved that Stu was alive. But since it wasn't in the movie, it wasn't irony. You just called us all assholes. You just called us all stupid.
Yeah.
That's all you did.
You're a bunch of jackasses. You really thought that you're one of your favorite characters within this movie, you stupid son of a bitch.
We know Stu's alive because despite what this franchise says, we know it's realistic for somebody to survive a TV getting dropped on their head. So fuck you, Spyglass, for dropping that.
And we have two different Stus in this movie. We have the Stu in the beginning of the movie with the scarred face, and then every other time he shows up, he has a smooth face, and his mannerisms are different.
The movie should have been longer, and it should have further explored that. But all they want to do is just quick establishing shots and nothing else. They don't actually want to go further into what they're into the story that they're creating. And it's every single. Stop trying to do a 90-minute movie. Or this movie is over 2 hours, and it still needed to be 2.5 hours. Especially if you're gonna bring back another legacy character like Stu. Even Matthew Lillard hated it. He didn't say he hated it, but he wasn't happy with this movie because it's not good.
Also, you know what? Look. Let me put it this way: in my theater, Marcus, I think you said the same thing, right?
Not agree with you.
Lucas, I don't know if it happened when you were watching it, but when they did the reveal of Stu, no reaction. It was just dead on arrival. And if I'm Matthew Lillard and I'm expecting hey, everybody's been asking for this, and I'm watching this in the movie theaters with people and nobody's reacting, then I'd be like, shit, we fucked up. Because there was no reaction, and I didn't hear from anybody saying that when they watched the movie and Stu was revealed.
It wasn't a surprise. They released that Stu Walker was going to be in the movie in the trailers.
And also, furthermore, everybody knew that it wasn't going to be Stu at the end. Realistically, everybody knew in their heart of hearts that it wasn't going to be Stu at the end. Yeah, we all hoped that it was that they were giving us Stu at the end, but it didn't happen, and we knew that. Which is also why you'll remember when we left the theater, nobody clapped because nobody enjoyed the movie. We went to like the early opening, like the first night opening event, and there was barely anybody there. There really wasn't anybody that went there. Because everybody kind of knew what was going to happen in the movie. We all called Anna Camp as the killer. We kind of called what was going to happen in this movie shot for shot. And it played out exactly how we thought it would.
Let's also just take a moment to take a look at the opening of the movie, in which they do the metaphor for, and they basically have the Ghostface say, "I'm gonna burn it all down." The only thing that they burn down, both thematically and literally, is Stumacher's house. There's literally no other legacy idea other than this: the killer has to be connected, which is stupid because the killer should be connected. But they literally disregarded their own theme that they wanted to go for, which is, we're burning it all down. It's all coming to the ground so that we can start anew. And traded it for, I read your book and I thought that you knew me, but you didn't know me at all.
Question though. Did they keep the line of Ghostface saying like the new town that she moved to reminds of
yeah, that stayed in there.
Did they keep that line?
Yeah.
What sense does that make when Jessica, neither one of them was from Woodsboro?
That's because there's two stews.
They were trying to. Well, see, I don't even like with the stew with the
because
scarred
Stu
face.
is still
I
somehow
can
connected to the first half of this movie. Everything before or everything leading up to the school killing, Stu is somehow involved, and then after that, not at all involved in this movie. But there's no explanation to it. So even if they still have that end credit scene confirming he's alive, how the fuck is he involved? And how it doesn't? This movie just was so muddy. It just put shit. It threw shit
It's
in
hard.
an editing software.
Yeah.
Like, yep, we got all the shots in there. We're ready to export it and send it to the theater. And that's all they did. Like they did. It was so I don't know. This movie's bad. This movie.
I want to respond to Stabby though, real quick.
Go for it.
Because he asked, will Robert Rodriguez be a good director for it? I love Robert Rodriguez, but I don't even think he could save this franchise.
What has he done?
Well,
Robert Rodriguez, the Desperado movies, From Dusk Till Dawn, from Planet Terror, Sin City. Like, Robert Rodriguez is the man, but I don't think he could save this.
Dude, yeah, no, I don't think anybody could save this, especially with those reshoots that like basically changed the whole outcome of the movie, because I think it was pretty set that McKenna Grace was going to be the killer.
Now, before I get to a question, I'm going to piggyback off of another one of Stabby's questions that are out there is, would you re-release Scream 7, now that's been out for a month, with the alternate ending? Kind of like what they did with 28 Days Later. So 28 Days Later got released with two different endings. So you re-released Scream 7 with Stu's reveal at the end.
I would have done that if, like, box office wise, it did, relatively well that opening weekend and everything. I would have done it if it was more of a success with fans, just to give that, the test of waters. But because it's crap, I feel like people are like done with it right now. So I say just hold it off until home release.
I don't think there's anything that could save Scream 7.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything that's going to save Scream 8, dude. I don't think.
That's a segue. That's where we're going.
We can segue for sure. But I'm going to say, I really don't think that any kind of alternate thinking on Scream 7, any kind of different idea that we have about how it should be, construed or understood is going to change the fate of these movies. I think these movies are going to fail. I think they're going to fail thematically. I think they're going to fail story-wise. And I really don't think that it's going that the Scream franchise is going to survive it, because they simply do not understand their fans, because their fans don't want to be told everything right before the goddamn movie comes out. And their fans also, surprisingly enough, don't want AI kills in the movie. Like, this is the worst idea that they could have ever come up with. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I don't see it going well. I'm probably not even going to see Scream 8, depending on what the trailer looks like. We'll see.
I'm not seeing it in theaters. I have no interest.
I'm not watching. I'm taking my girlfriend to watch Scream 7 because she wants to see it, but that's it. And that's probably the last bit of new Scream viewing I'm going to be doing until I see something that genuinely is interesting, because everything else is like slop.
I'm not going to keep supporting media that doesn't care about its viewership.
Yeah.
All right. So Stabby had the only way they can fix it is with two birds with one stone. Sam and Stu with the Ghostface cult. Is it possible, right? Is it possible to bring in other characters like Martha Meeks? Like we talked about Martha Meeks being a perfect Ghostface with how everything's kind of laid out. Can Martha Meeks save it? Could Gail be revealed as the mastermind as Ghostface save it? So thoughts on that? For Sam and Stu, the cult.
Yeah, for a franchise that really relies heavily on like their big name characters of like Sydney, Gail, Stu, Billy, Sam, like they really don't want to use them. Like they really just refuse to use them either in interesting ways or ways that actually form a good movie. Because Sydney, like her entire plot line of like getting over the generational trauma that she's trying to not give on to her daughter by, telling her about her past and not being like her mom and this and that. It's a really interesting idea if it was in a better movie. It just doesn't have any room to breathe in this movie, so it gets pushed way back.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Melissa? What would save it for you?
If they remade it? Totally. Like they have to change so much in the storylines.
Really, just retcon 6 and 7 at the 6 and 7 doesn't. I don't even know.
6, 7.
They're just so bad. They're just like if you can. So here's the thing, right? Like if you can watch the franchise, like I want to watch the franchise to get ready for 8, and 8 is supposed to be this god tier movie, right? Like, and you have to swallow these pills. You have to somehow connect all of these films in a cult type way, and Stu has to come back because again, Amber killing Dewey doesn't make sense. The killers in 7 burning down Stu's house doesn't make sense. There's so many plot holes where there's Ghostface that shouldn't be where they're at the time that they're there. So I don't know. There's so many things that they would have to do in order to actually get me interested in it, and I would have to wait until after opening weekend so I would get spoiled, so I would know what's going on in the film. Because
if anybody wants to know how these movies should play out, go ahead and go back on our like streams like a couple of months ago and watch like what we put together for Scream 7 and 8, and genuinely just like we've laid out all of our ideas that I believe all of our ideas could work better than whatever the fuck this was. It just, I don't know. I don't. This movie was weird, man. This movie is
strange. Sum it up, man. We've said it multiple times. To sum it up, like Lucas just said, and somebody just said in the chat, bringing the two sets of cast together. You got to bring Melissa and Jenna back, man. You have to to end it, to put a bow on that story. To do you
can't just introduce major characters and then toss them out and expect everybody to be fine with.
That's the only way it can work is if you bring those two back. And then, like Danny said, if there was a possibility of bringing Stu back officially, having his psychosis break where he doesn't see Sam, he sees Billy, through Sam. That's an awesome idea, and that's the only way that 8 could work.
And that would be an interesting ass movie too.
Yeah,
that would be
and I would say end it there. I would say end it there because the more if you try to do a 9th one, it's just like any franchise, it gets stale, Yeah. And this movie right now, kind of put the nail in the coffin for the franchise for me. So unless they bring Melissa and Jenna back, like I can't see any of the movies being successful moving forward.
I think that's the general consensus of most people is that they have to do something genuinely interesting and like something to breathe some kind of air into this movie. They've had movies.
So many opportunities to pick up from different sequels to make better movies, better sequels after those ones, and they just keep dropping the ball. So the thing is, like, this franchise didn't have to get stale. They made it that way. And that's the problem. And you can point fingers at whoever you want to point fingers at. The point is, like, this happened not because of what the franchise was, not because whether or not you agree that the technology in the film would outdate the franchise doesn't matter. The people behind the films are the reason that this franchise has an expiration date now. It had so many opportunities to keep itself going for several movies and potential spin-off movies and TV shows, because we mentioned even doing the ones with the Kirby and also the prequel show, like the one that took, like if we did a prequel building up to the first movie, like they had so many opportunities to kind of do these. We laid groundwork, other YouTubers laid groundwork, other people in those community, in the Ghostface, in the Scream community, have laid the groundwork for these better alternatives that would keep this franchise going for years to come. But they're ruining it. They're the people behind the movie are the ones that are ruining the franchise, and that's the big thing to take away from all this, is that
what's the big idea, Spyglass? We want to enjoy these funny movies with our Ghostface pillow.
Not because of the technology that is in the film itself that it revolves around, but because the people behind the franchise don't care about the franchise.
What's even worse about it too is that the unfortunate business of these creators making these movies so, for lack of a better word, abysmal, is pushing their fans to other avenues, which such as Scary Movie, which is going to be coming out this year to, I assume, astounding applause.
Yeah,
like I have no doubt in my mind that movie is going to do exceedingly well, because Scream 7 is doing, in my mind, exceedingly poor.
So I wanted to respond to King Matthew, because
we'll get to it. Let's get to this comment that we have on the screen first. So, we got here. So Daniel Garcia dropped this a while back. So Ghostface killers that would come from any demented relatives of Mickey or Charlie. Would you be down for that?
Maybe.
Who would care?
First spin-off. It would have to be like something that's established already, for like a Ghostface cult, where they're like, oh, my brother's wearing this, and I'm also crazy, and I wanted to be a part of it. But
I would only care about, so Mickey, like again, so like the cult thing, or I would just find it quite humorous if they brought back, like if Charlie had two brothers or two siblings or two like twin, and it just ended up being his actual brothers, Macaulay and
that would be hilarious.
Like I would appreciate that. I think that would be funny. That you bring me back. I think you bring me back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
See, like with Charlie from Scream 4, if they did something with Kirby, like a spin-off series, I could see that happening, but unfortunately it would just be so easy to clock that it would be one of Charlie's relatives. They would have to do something that really pulls us out of the woodwork. Like it would, if they did a Kirby like limited series, doing something where she's like investigating a mysterious cult online that's killing people, and then she finds out that they're actually the Ghostface cult or whatever, and like then she has to like investigate familial ties and like kind of like detective them out. That would be a cool series. I think that would be cool.
It would be interesting that you see, like, because we, like, all of us being like,
no, oh, he's in Fallout.
That is phenomenal. But like all of us horror buffs, like, and all of the people on this channel really go deep into lore building and researching and whatnot. So if you got and again, this is just us spinning a web, not anything that Spyglass would ever be capable of making. They try to put the wrong blocks in the wrong holes. But to see like maybe like why Kirby became an FBI agent to begin with, right? Like she gets stabbed, she lives. We see her now in college. She was gonna have a major in film, but then switched majors halfway through it, right? And she starts deep diving on, especially for the time frame that she'd be growing up going to college. She starts deep diving on, Reddit, Tumblr, all these other forums and whatnot, and seeing the cult rising. And seeing like all of this stuff that's just kind of breeding online, and so she wants to be someone who can become like get ahead of it and so she goes and works for the FBI to do that. Like that right there is like your whole like first like season or something like that. It's her.
If they want to do something even cooler, have it be like she has to infiltrate the Ghostface cult or something, and then she actually gets to witness like
That's
their
something
plans.
you could build up to. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be dope as fuck.
Could you imagine like during like one of like the cult meetings or whatever, somebody realizes who she is? Like, wait a second, you're Kirby from the one thing, and then she just starts pulling it out, bah, bah, and just starts shooting off the ghost face that are coming at her with the. That'd be so awesome.
Yep.
Just personally speaking.
Oh, all right. So Marcus, was this a comment that you wanted to get to?
Yeah. So Jenna actually said like she was going to make time. That was the only reason why she passed on it, was because Melissa wasn't a part of it. But she definitely said she wanted to be a part of it as long as Melissa was a part of it. So she was going to make the time, and she's to that point of her career where they listen to her as far as her schedule.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, she's big enough now where she commands her schedule. So.
Depending on how Scary Movie 6 is, I might be more excited for that Scream franchise instead, because that's basically what it is.
Question from Scott. Did you actually notice that in Scream 6, Sam actually had Sydney's mobile number in her cell phone? I remember seeing that. Very good Easter egg that one was.
But we'll never get a build-up off of that.
Makes me roll my eyes.
Oh, look. So CG's got this. Get the director from Hard Eyes or Happy Death Day. Well, they did have the Happy Death Day director. Chris Landon was going to be doing the last Scream movie, and then after Melissa is falling out, he was getting death threats because Scream fans were blaming him for her getting fired from the production of the film. So he left after that. So I was excited to see him on board to do it, but unfortunately, I don't think he'll ever come back to this now. But so what was that?
Scream fan. I said, yeah, I doubt it. Scream fans are kind of obnoxious, us included.
Yep. Yeah, but we're not threatening to kill anybody, and we're not putting down any actors or actresses. Yeah.
Don't do that.
They about as toxic as Star Wars, man.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know, man. That's a whole different.
I don't think anything gets.
And I'm a Star Wars fan, as you can see. I have Yoda and Grogu tattoo, but I'm not as toxic as they are.
Star Wars fans are angry.
Yeah, but we haven't been fed well in a while, so that's probably why.
Well, so I agree with CG here because we got to see this with the Prey movie. We got to see it with the Alien TV series, where you give the franchise to somebody that knows everything.
Bring the TV show back.
Well, you could even probably tie the TV show into it. So if you get the right horror fan to go in there, that is a director or anything, a writer, and he says like, "All right, I'll fix it for you," and then I can tie everything into their next film, it'll be amazing. Because like Marcus, you've called this out, like when we were watching the Alien show, you're like, oh man, this is from this comic book, that's from this video game, that's from this, and that's from that, and that's from. There's somebody that's out there that can probably do that for the next few Scream films, where it fixes everything and it'll reference every single thing and pull it all in together because they know the franchise so much and they love it that much and they'll pay it that much respect.
For Scream, I don't want to say I doubt it because anything could really happen, but it's just like I doubt it because I feel like it's eventually going to become a thing that people are just going to start losing interest in.
Oh, like I think so.
The IP is going to be popular, no doubt. I have no doubt that Ghostface is still going to sell well and Scream's still going to be a profitable thing, but I don't think the movies are going to be doing very well from here on out.
Well, it's going to be like the 28 days, 28 years later sequel, right? The first one had everybody pulled in, and so many people were disappointed with it that the next one flopped. And I was like, oh, we're not going to do the third part in that trilogy. So,
well, they didn't say that. They're just looking for a place to distribute it. It's still happening. They're still pushing for that movie to happen. I would watch that movie even if it was on Netflix.
CEO announces that they're going to be taking a leave of absence in light of a scandal. Like it's not going to happen. It's like it sounds temporary, but it's probably permanently not going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's just like the Beyond the Spider-Verse thing. It's like they keep delaying it Or at least they kept delaying it. Hopefully now it's actually going to come out, but we'll see.
Yeah, but those were like just delays for animation reasons. They lost they lost the ability to basically produce this movie. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen for him. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe in a couple years, be like, oh, maybe we'll do it. But I don't think you get Cillian Murphy back on for this movie. I think after the drop of this one, like I have other things of interest for my career, especially with Peaky Blinders. I don't know when Peaky Blinders is ending, but Peaky Blinders, his career is only probably going to be picking up from there. So I would imagine that he's going to lose interest in coming back to this franchise again, only for it to potentially be another letdown.
Yep. So we got Melissa saying here that the only way they can save it, in her opinion, is to bring the two sets of cast together, including Christina and Stu and the Cult of Ghostface. Yes. Yep, definitely. Pull all the loose ends and the strings together and make them all tied together in the next. It has to be a two-parter. That was like one of the biggest things. It's like, oh, Scream 7 is going to have a cliffhanger into 8, and there's no cliffhanger. And that's something that they really kind of needed to do.
Yeah, they cut
the
cliffhanger.
They need to do a video game, Telltale style, choose your own adventure video game.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I think that would start building,
kind of like
more hype for like younger viewers as well.
Until Dawn type stuff too.
Yeah, something like that. Well, see, I would even like if they did like an actual like stylized thing like that game that came out recently, Dispatch. That was really cool. That was really sick. I think they should keep doing games like that, and I think if they got the Scream IP, I think they would do really well with it.
I will say that they should probably, if they were to do a game like that, they would have to implement a thing where it's a random. See, that's where it's difficult, right? Because all those games typically still have like the same. It always the same buildup of the end. Like it always kind of leads towards the same ending, like the same place.
Yeah.
You just get to choose. You get to choose between like a small selection, typically 2 to 4 options of like what might happen. Where there's like with a Scream video game, especially if you did a multiple outcomes, you should definitely do it where like it would have to be a huge game where like it's multiple. Like you could just randomly generate killers. It could be multiple, like one or multiple. It could be up to 3, and they all have different motives for why they're doing.
I don't know if they'd have to really do that. If they went for like a story-based Scream game where they had a definite set killer, I don't think they'd really need to worry about it as long as the story is put together well enough and the choices that you at least have matter for like, oh, if I didn't talk to this person, they're not here for this outcome, or if I didn't talk to this person and get this item, then I don't have this for this situation. Like it's like one of those.
I would do a game like Until Dawn, that type of narrative where you have multiple outcomes, like Noah was saying. But like you said, you have a definitive killer, but you still have it could play out all kind of ways, so based on your choices.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say Until Dawn or even The Quarry. Did you guys play The Quarry?
Yeah, like The Quarry is a very good game.
All the Dark Pictures games, all the Dark
made
Pictures
by the same people. We'll tell like the same I forget what it's like a dark something, like Dark Pictures or whatever, like if they're books or tales or whatever.
They do the anthology too, where it's like the 4.
I will tell you this, so like when we're done with the Stream the Board game, I did run by Marcus that we do have an idea for a Scream board game too. The license is rather easy to get because it doesn't have to be Scream. It just has to be Funko's Ghostface mask. So all you need to get the license to. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm looking at see what other comments we got here. Stabby has got in there. Anybody want the Stab fandom to be revealed as the Ghostface cult?
See, that would be a cool twist.
I definitely think they'd be a large driving force, right?
Twist. Make it like a Reddit board where they.
Well,
just
they already hinted at that with 5 and 6. So
it's already online.
Richie and Amber, and then what was Flash's name? Scream 6.
Jason.
Fuck.
Jason and his roommate. Yeah.
Greg. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, Jason and Greg.
No, like they're already doing this. It's just they're not giving it any real relevance in the story.
Yep.
I don't know. If they decided to, that would be cool. It'd be a really good idea, and I think it's something that's unutilized as fuck.
We got CG. So all right. So have actors and actresses from Terrifier and John Cena as a cop. Add actors up and tell me what that we, and put the movie tropes and again the things that made Scream interesting.
If we had John Cena in a Scream movie,
The bicycle,
I
he's
would
a
flip
bicycle
my
cop.
shit. Oh my god, can we please just have him die like that one guy from Scream 4?
With the knife in the head.
Knife to the head.
You have to try and AA a ghost face though. Like you have, or like maybe like at least a shoulder tackle or something. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god, he fucking shoulder checks him to the ground, drops the elbow on him. He's in the fucking...
Takes off the mask as The Rock.
So we got oh my god, that'd be funny.
That's a scary movie thing for sure. Oh my
he just pulls him
god.
in close after he stabs him, takes off the mask. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And just finishes him off.
My cat's
So
trying
for
to
Scott, Scott's calling out Kevin Williamson has totally destroyed the Scream franchise for him and not bringing Stu back alive, but there's still hope for Scream 8. Look, I'm gonna say this: like Kevin Williamson gets a lot of credit. He gets a lot of credit, but this franchise has so many holes, and I know he hasn't written every single movie in the franchise. Like he's written 1, 2. Yeah, he wrote 1, he wrote 2, he wrote 4, and then he had partial writing on 7, and then he oversaw 5 and 6. But it's like there's so many holes in this movie. So like people praise him for being so good, but nah, not that great.
Sorry, I just read Melissa's comment underneath Scott's rips off the costume wearing shorts. Oh my god! But no, yeah, no, like I already said. I mean, Dan. Wow, Dave is correct. This franchise has way too many holes. It's hard for me to get excited for new things I hear about Scream because of all of like the letdowns that I've had like with like the past few movies. Like Scream 6, I thought it was okay. I didn't have the same amount of hate that everybody else had for it. But as soon as they started releasing things about Scream 7, I just got less and less excited with every bit of information that we got. And then the movie came out and I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's about what I thought it was going to be.
So
It's still shockingly bad, though.
Yeah, it is. Like it's forgettable too. Like I don't even remember a lot. Like,
I remember. See, I remember this movie all
wasted.
too well because this is like a masterclass on how to not make your ending of your movie really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It just has no emotional weight. The ending of this movie, other than the very small bits of character work that we get with Sydney and her daughter, very small, very, very small bits.
Yeah, it was definitely done more of a money grab. Like they say the Stu thing leaked. I don't know about that.
In response to this, that was actually King Matthew's idea. That was actually the plot for season 4 of the TV show. That is exactly what they were going to do. Where the cast from the first 2 seasons, they were going to ignore season 3. And the cast of the first 2 seasons were going to play themselves, and they were going to be killed off one by one by the real Ghostface.
Well, does that save it?
Huh?
Well, could that save it?
I don't. I think this movie.
Go this route.
Yeah, I think this movie was so bad. It's done. I don't think anything could save it.
Put a fork in her.
Like again, unless the only thing that really could save it is Melissa and Jenna coming back. That's the only, and Matthew, obviously, all 3 of them together is the only thing that could truly save it. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. That was the TV
I think I disagreed with Noah when he said this like a long time ago, because I remember him saying this or something along the lines of like, even if Matthew Lillard does come back, I don't know if I'm gonna be excited for this movie. And I think I agree with that more than ever now, because while I do absolutely adore Matthew Lillard and I want to support all of the projects that he's in because he's cool, I just don't care anymore about Scream. I just don't care.
At this point,
It's
whenever
so
I-
like
I'm in the same
it
boat.
breaks. Yeah, it fucking
breaks
because Scream
my
was like the
love
first
Scream.
one of the first few horror movies that I saw. I think Child's Play was the very first horror movie that I ever saw, and then Scream was like the first one I was conscious for. But nah, it was just like from the first movie that I saw, and then Scream 4, I really, really love. And Scream 5 having it was a cool little bit of like a reboot, almost a soft reboot for the franchise. But going forward, man, these movies are bad. It's just tough. It's tough to sit through. Tough to sit through and be like, what's gonna happen when you know it's gonna be like probably the most mind-numbing stupid shit that you've ever seen.
This would be interesting to see how this will play out. Get Sam Raimi.
See. Now this would be an interesting thing.
After Sin Help, I will have
Yes.
to agree.
This would be a very
I would have to
interesting turn of events that I would
Yeah.
unfortunately have to strap myself down to see.
The Sin Help was it had a lot of elements of Scream.
And right now, Evil Dead is not making itself worse. It's only getting better. And
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said, them announcing another movie after or before even dropping a trailer for the one that's supposed to be coming out this year. And isn't it coming out this summer?
Yeah, we still
Yeah, we
have a
still have a
trailer for
trailer.
Evil Dead Burns, and it's coming out this summer.
Listen, it does slightly concern me, but at the same time,
They did the same thing with
also
Spider-Man.
didn't get a trailer until just now, so maybe we'll be getting one
Yeah.
soon. And we all like the Spider-Man trailer, so
Oh my god.
I'm not really worried. I'm not like a part of me is always getting paranoid and slightly worried about movies coming out because like, well, someone could get involved and ruin it. But Evil Dead Rise is fucking amazing, man. So I'm very excited to see the route that they're taking with this one. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Like I've been saying, I think Evil Dead has always been the most entertaining horror franchise of all of the franchises that are out there because it's where Marcus would say this, like Scream was the most consistent over time and it's kind of fallen off. Evil Dead has stayed consistently good. Every film is very good in the franchise. It's hard to say which one is not a bad one. Like in Scream, you could sit there, 3 is bad. 6 is bad. Like Evil Dead, it's hard to say one of those films is bad.
Don't like. I know a lot of people like the second Evil Dead. I'm not a fan of it. Maybe I have to go back and rewatch it. I like all other Evil Dead movies and shows. I don't like the second one. And it's such you get the Kendrick dagger. You get the teleport to the past. You get the.
But it also took the silly. It took the silly approach compared to it was like a
it was more comedy.
The first movie, it was more comedy.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Since we're talking Evil Dead, I want to send a little bit of thoughts and prayers, even though he knows nothing of me and knows who I am, to Bruce Campbell and his family. That's a tough situation that they're going through. As soon as I heard that, I collapsed in Walmart, and some guy saw me collapsing in Walmart and posted on TikTok. No, it just it was a weird day when I heard that. I was like, damn, bro. But yeah, just a real quick sending out some thoughts and love to that because I really hope that works out for them. Been going through some family stuff myself, so it's definitely.
Melissa, are you not caught up?
No.
Oh yeah, no. Bruce Campbell is currently battling cancer. Yeah.
Shut up.
He is dealing with and he has a form of incurable cancer.
No.
He didn't go into a lot of detail about it. He just wanted to address his fans, but not seek anything out for. He's like, he just want to let everybody know what's going on and that he's not trying to. He's not feeling.
He doesn't want a pity party and doesn't want to say.
Absolutely. Just thoughts and love.
I'm wondering
because he's a cool dude.
I'm wondering
awesome.
if
I love
that.
Bruce Campbell.
I'm wondering if that's kind of played into him talking more recently about coming back in a future Evil Dead movie. So maybe he's seeing the opportunities like, hey, I probably should do it one more time.
Yeah.
Because I may not have the opportunity to do it in the future.
Yeah. It's tough, but yeah. Thoughts and love, because jeez. Yeah, Evil Dead, one of the coolest franchises ever.
So we'll end on this since we're talking about Bruce Campbell and we're going down a sad path. But has anybody seen Bubba Hotep?
Of course.
Yes, I have it on DVD.
Lucas, you have not seen Bubba Hotep, right?
Oh my God, man! You in for a good
It's
time.
amazing.
Yeah, you're in for a good time.
Noah, have you seen Bubba Hotep? I don't know if I introduced
I've
you
watched
to
Bubba
that.
Hotep with you.
All right. Bubba Hotep is the movie.
Yes, I remember.
You want to see
Bruce Campbell's fingers?
If you want to see Bruce Campbell at his finest, though, watch the show Burn Notice.
Oh my
Watch the
lord!
Burn
I've
Notice.
seen Burn Notice.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell in that is just, dude, he's phenomenal in Burn Notice.
I do want to throw out one little theory about Evil Dead Rise before we hop off, because I know we're hopping off now. But we all know that Bruce Campbell's voice showed up in the tapes in Evil Dead Rise. And my theory with that is that was Ash, and he was teleporting, or he was going throughout time, and he showed up and was trying to warn the people of that time what was going on. And I don't know, maybe it's just a small little Easter egg that I'm kind of fan servicing myself a little bit too much, but I think it would be interesting because we know that he's traveled in the past, he's traveled to the future. Unfortunately, we didn't get to experience much of the future because the show got canceled. Cool ass jacket and car though. But
yes,
we know that time travel is a big part of Ash's story, even in the comics. So the thought is there, like the idea is there that could be that could have been Ash sometime in the past talking to the church about the Bible or the Bible, telling him not to use it.
I will only debunk that because they got him credited as an actual priest, and Ash would not become a priest because everything about his character, even in the comics and stuff, he always debunks religion. That's like one thing about Ash is like he's like fuck religion.
Always something that you can change in the storytelling of a later movie. Though it's like, yeah, they have him like as a priest, but why would you put it as
alternate dimensions?
Honestly, what they should have done is like if they re-release the movie, when they do new copies releasing of the movie, they should just do priest in parentheses, and then that would explain why he was labeled priest or anything like that. But always could further, like it'd be like a retcon of the credits. It's like, oh, he was labeled priest, but he actually was Ash in this. He was just.
So we have a question. We do have a question that we'll close out with. Before I do that, I think Bruce Campbell is in the new Spider-Man movie. I saw a picture floating around.
I hope so.
That he is in the movie as a cab driver or something like that. So I guess we'll see.
That would be cool.
All right, so here's what we'll close out on, and here's why we're going to close out on this one. Any
Oh
thoughts
boy,
on the Faces of Death trailer? Look, I was not looking forward to this at all.
I wasn't.
And then I saw the trailer. It's like, this looks fucking amazing.
Isn't what's his face in there, Adam something? Or is that a different horror movie that I'm thinking of that's coming out?
I don't know.
You thinking of
the trailer? The trailer was good. I haven't seen the original Faces of Death, so I'll have to watch it.
Nothing like this. Nothing like this.
So, as somebody who grew up on the original Faces of Death, because I think it was like 5 volumes, like 5 different tapes, I'm super stoked for this because of the fact that the originals was a mix of actual real stuff and fake stuff. I remember we were watching this religiously because it was like the late 90s when they were dropping. So we were watching it religiously in college. Man, we were even gambling like, hey, how is this person going to get, like, you know, but then we found out that like a lot of it was real, and then we found out which ones were fake. I'm excited for it, man. I'm curious to see like how they're going to like portray it, like whether or not they're going to show old clips, probably the fake clips, because of course they're not going to show real death on,
So to catch everybody up. So to catch everybody up that may not know what the original Faces of Death was, it was, if you think about it today, it was well ahead of its time. It's about 30 to 40 years ahead of its time because it's what you can find on YouTube and 4chan and Reddit. It's the compilation videos of things going tragically wrong or of animals getting abused and all this other stuff. So it's just a collection of death scenes and horrific scenes thrown together on a VHS tape. So that's where CG's comment comes in, where he says, hey, I grew up petrified of that VHS tape. And of course, the monkey scene. And there's a scene in one of the Faces of Death that was actually pulled from real life, and it's a guy that takes a gun to a gun protest, and they're speaking on stage on live TV, and he has this brown paper bag, and he pulls out a gun, puts it in his mouth, and he shoots his brains out on live TV, and that's an actual clip. And it shows up on YouTube all the time now as one of the most horrific things that happened on live television.
And it gets past
so like when I seen that, when I saw that on that movie, it's like, dope, I'm done. I can't watch these anymore. It got me. That's what the VHS tapes were like. Where this here looks like it's a straight movie, like the VHS movie series and franchise that's out there. It seems like it's taking that kind of a trend to it and just expanding on it into one entire story.
So, Lucas, you're thinking of it's the dude from Stranger Things that played Billy in season 3, and he was the Red Ranger. He's starring the Australian actor. The one that played.
Okay.
And then,
I know what you're talking about.
Somebody that, well, I don't know if they even know him, but somebody I know, Sarah Voigt, who was the mom of Lauren and Elliot in Terrifier 2.
I gotta get her autograph yet.
Yeah,
gotta get her autograph yet.
I watched it earlier and I wasn't entirely hooked on it, but when I saw the poster release, I don't know if you saw the recent poster drop that they had.
I heard it's banned.
What is this?
Some kind of carry it.
So they re-released their posters because of an MPA thing or whatever, and their posters have like like how Facebook has that Facebook, Instagram, whatnot. They have like the censored content for or content is censored for sensitive content or whatever, and they have like a little eye with the censor thing. They put that on all of their posters with like a little gloss over, and I was like, now you have my attention, and I do want to go see this movie now because of that. Because like this could just be another run of the mill like extreme gore horror movie that really doesn't do anything, but now it's kind of drawing me in. It's like maybe you're trying to tell me something here that I need to actually pay attention to in this movie. So I'm now invested in going to see this, and more interested.
I have a feeling they're going to do an internet rabbit hole thing.
Probably.
That'd be good.
Because
speaking of internet rabbit holes, we'll talk about that after we get off the air.
Unfortunately, I have done that before, and it is not pleasant.
Yeah, well, we grew up in
not pleasant at all.
Expansion of Microsoft and Windows, so.
Yeah, no.
Like the 50/50 website is the first thing that came to mind when you were talking about Reddit and all that stuff, where it's like you could click 50/50 and either be a good video or be like someone eating a baby animal or some shit. Yeah, it's like I know exactly what you're talking about. This is exactly
all right, Melissa, you close us out. So we didn't hear from you on Faces of Death, Melissa. So you got to close us out. What's your thoughts on Faces of Death?
I'm excited to see it because I want to know how they're going to redo this, because like nowadays you do have so much technology on your hands, and with the YouTube videos, like autopsy photos, because I was a big person from watching, do you remember the Porsche girl like autopsy photo, like just seeing like where the shocking reality of death is like been part of art and life and technology, and just see how it's going to evolve into this movie, because I did grow up with Faces of Death, the movie itself. Like when I was a child, that movie scared the shit out of me. So like I want to know how it's going to invoke those feelings again in like in this type of in today's movie workings. So I'm excited to see how it comes out, and see how everyone else enjoys it.
Yeah, the internet has bred the perfect. They've honestly, not really. With you explaining what the original one was, the rise of the internet and all that it has to, especially with the dark web and all that stuff. Because we're not even talking about this. Like none of us have been on the dark web. At least I don't think any of us have been on the dark web. But any of the stuff I've been on is Google, YouTube, Facebook, stuff like just stuff that shouldn't be on there, but gets past censorship somehow, and that content is shown, right? So it has bred the perfect opportunity for where like other movies that have been rebooted. It's like, oh, well, you don't really need to remake this movie. Like, you're just doing it for a money grab. Whereas this makes sense. This is the perfect opportunity to remake this movie because this movie has a perfect opportunity to address those issues because it is an issue. It's an issue. Kids should not be seeing this shit online. Like that's bad. It's horrid. It's horrendous.
TikTok's
this
even
might have
worse
been the way
with it,
to
dude. From what I've heard on TikToks, like you could like scroll like
I don't have
into, like the
TikTok.
really bad part and just like get 5 different videos of people like dying actually like on camera. And it's
I'm
scary.
trying to remove myself from social media. I have 2 social medias that I actively go on, and TikTok is not one of them. I
use Instagram.
The death of my brain.
Follow me, but don't
Well,
actually.
yeah,
My account's private.
yeah, as you were saying, like this feels like a very wise decision because you're gonna have parents that are going to see this movie potentially, or future parents that are going to see this movie, and they're gonna watch it. They're gonna realize or hopefully realize if this is done the right way, how bad this is. Because this is not like something that's it just went away. We're just old enough to know how to steer away from that stuff that's online now. Kids are going down that rabbit hole, which, as you said, we're going to talk about later. But like, kids are going to go down that rabbit hole, and teenagers are going to go down that rabbit hole, and then scar themselves unintentionally because of how dark the internet can be. And I am looking forward to seeing what this movie will be offering. And also, I don't remember the name of the actor, but like Dakin or something like that. I don't think it's Dakin, but
yeah, this movie gives me the willies.
Great actor.
All right. May is going to be a stacked month for horror movies. So you got that. You got The Backrooms. There's a bunch of horror movies coming out.
Oh, I forgot The Backrooms is coming out.
Yes.
All right, guys. So on that note, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next Sunday. Let us know what you thought about that little Easter egg of a teaser trailer we dropped for the board game, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
We're probably gonna keep talking about superheroes because this stuff is awesome. What's going on?
Lucas, you want to say it this
Twilight.
time? Do you want to mention it?
Hey guys, guess what? We're going to watch Twilight. We're ranking Twilight, everybody. We're ranking Twilight. Guys, we're gonna rank Twilight. Yeah!